Oh! We back. Jay don't got her, she don't have her seafood. But listen, let's bring Brittany Griner home, man. It's been so long. We're going to have a debate up on here. I've been seeing about, whether LeBron or whether if he would have been home or would have took a bigger initiative and all this stuff. And we also going to go into, whether or not if there was a different president, if he should have been home already. But listen, coming up, we got the man, the myth, the legend, the Speaker of the House himself, Mr. Clay Snyder. We're going to get into some of these NIL situations and how exactly it is that it affects what's going on with guys getting paid. We're also going to go into these marijuana laws and these hemp laws, and he's directly involved with that. So we're going to see, how he's doing, how he came to be in this position that he is in right now. And we're going to catch up with him and see what's shaking with him here. Coming up, where my dog's at? We'll be back.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us.
Get it done.
This show in particular, highlighting the players that I've seen come through here, and the coaches, we're grateful to have the opportunity.
I remember going to the Tennessee camp.
Oh, this is a great story.
And I had locked everybody up. Yeah. Like, literally, I was licking my chops, and I'm like, yo.
Jarvis and Odell were there, right?
Everybody was there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, all y'all get in line. Like, everybody, come on. I'm going to go
get back in line.
I'm going to go rep after rep. And then it really kind of turned into a show where none of the DBs wanted to go.
Yeah.
None of the receivers wanted to go. It was literally, then it turned to me and Jarvis.
Right.
Just one-on-one. You know what I mean? So,
whenever Tyrann Mathieu's ready for that challenge, this is something that he's talking about out loud. Now,
yes, he's speaking into existence.
We will talk to him about this afternoon. So we'll ask him how real this stuff is. But he's just in the way that I know him, and like I said, we've got a relationship that's lasted about 10 years from covering, media member to athlete, and we're not good friends by any means, but I feel like I know him a little bit. He's not saying stuff like that without really being serious about it. If he's thinking that right now, and with the affirmative tone that he is speaking that with, like, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
He's not bluffing.
Really, no. He's if this is something that he really wants, he'd be great at it. He would be a great coach. He would be a great motivator.
At it like Craftmatic. What's happening? Oh! Like I said before, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Clay, we back. Clay, where you at, baby?
I'm right here, my friend. Where you at?
I'm right here, man. It's good to have you in the kennel today, my friend. I'm glad we're able to work that out.
Absolutely.
And now
glad to be here.
I'm glad you was able to come on. Look, the first thing I want to find out is how did you explain to the people, because the people have been putting these questions out here and they just want to know, how did a mechanic and a race car driver become put in the position that you're in now?
Man, look, that's a story. That's a whole nother show right there. You know, it took a time back in 2011. I had some friends of mine that came to me, and I had always, and my family had always been helping people get elected. You know, whether it was helping with organizations of just getting people together to hear candidates talk, or putting signs up, or whatever it took. We were always kind of involved, but never really, nobody in my family ever ran for public office or anything like that. And when this spot opened up, a lot of people came to me and said, look, we're looking for somebody to run in this district, and we want somebody to be a part, and we need your help. And look, I was all in. I was actually working that day at the mechanic shop, and I said, man, I'm gonna be all in. I want to help y'all. Tell me where y'all want me to put signs up, whatever you want me to do. And they said, oh no, we want you to run. And I was like, what? And they was like, yeah, we want you to run. So I jumped in the race, and that, from there, it's all history from there. We ran and we were successful. And, you know, my last term, we went in unopposed, and was blessed enough to be able to be elected speaker. And it was a good thing.
Was that when you went up against Landry and Senator Kennedy?
That was when I went up against, I ran against 4 councilmen my first term, and a councilman and mayor out of Livingston Parish. And then I went up against another guy by the name of McLean in the second term. So my last term, I went in unopposed.
And let me ask you this: how has it been?
It's been great. I tell people all the time, if I didn't feel in my heart that we were not representing the people of Louisiana and making the state a better place, and getting things moving forward, I would step back and walk away. But I can tell you that, you know, especially these last 3 years, if you look at what the legislature has done on the House side and the Senate side, I think you'll see a huge change of events where we started actually getting this ship turned around, and we're getting things in a much better place. I wish COVID wouldn't have been here. Don't we all wish that? But it's getting better. I think we've accomplished a lot, and when it comes to tort reform and tax reform, and passing legislation that helps small businesses, I think we've turned the corner, and we're making headway now.
Well, you kind of segued into where I was going with it, and I wanted to know on 2 things. First, dealing with, and I know you guys come with this NIL situation that comes down for the universities, right?
Right.
And so how, because we sit here and we talk about sports, and you have, we saw when Coach Saban, I'm sure, because we've talked off air, and I know you're a fan and you pay attention to what goes on. And we saw when Coach Saban blew up with Jimbo Fisher, A&M, and also Deion Sanders at Jackson State, and was referring to them paying guys, and the rules are different, the laws are different. How does you guys affect what the university can and cannot do when it comes to NIL?
Well, if you go back and you look when it all first started, we were actually one of the first states to jump in and support that, right? And I think then whenever we had done it, it was kind of green to everybody, and we didn't have a clear picture of what it was going to look like. Not this past session, but the session before, we ended up passing some cleanup language in there that helps us and keeps us more competitive. The first piece of legislation we passed, it kind of restricted what could be done and how it could be done. And as we moved forward, we saw that we were, as a university and as a state, we were losing pace with the Alabamas and the Texas A&Ms. Correct. And we went back, corrected those things, and I think we've made headway on that as well. Where you're going to see, LSU has always been one of the underdogs, and that sometimes we just don't get the benefit of the doubt lots of times, and we show up and we strap up and we're ready to play. And I think that kind of fell on the same way with this legislation. We're going to strap up, we're going to get out there, we're going to be the first one on the field, and we're going to make it better. And that's what we've done. I think now you look at this, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I think it hurts us a little bit. But I think that's the way the waves are turning right now. So if you're either turning with the waves or you're not, and you're gonna get left behind. So I think we're in a good spot.
What were the discrepancies in the laws that you guys had to go in and now make favorable for the university now getting to play?
I think a lot of it fell on being able to have conversation with different organizations and different people who wanted to come in and do it. We had limited it to a lot of just in-state people and companies, where other states were limiting it. They were going outside those boundaries, and we thought maybe that within the state it would be much better. I always want to make Louisiana first. Yeah. And if I can keep those dollars here in Louisiana with those young guys here in Louisiana and make us all grow together, then that's what I want to do. But it didn't work out that way, and luckily we have a legislature that's workable and understanding that we can go in and be able to change those things.
So, I mean, do you think that now with those changes, albeit we were behind this past year, but do you think going forward with the addition of being able to go out of state to get the funding for these guys, that will help LSU going forward with that?
Absolutely. I think, I think the one thing that I do know for a fact is when you put a team together on that field, and you are in Tiger Stadium and you're looking to market, or you're looking to have an advantage with the adjustments that we've made, and then having LSU and having Tiger Stadium and having the fans that we have, man, that puts us heads and shoulders above the rest. And I think once this system is learned and how to utilize it, and how the university can capitalize to make it better for the students, make it better for the athletes, I think you're going to see us in the same line with the Alabamas and the A&Ms and the Georgias and those guys.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you what, everybody listening and everybody around the state will be damn happy to know that. I'm going to tell you that
Absolutely.
Right now, Clay, because, the way that the recruiting is going and the recruiting is turning, that's one of the situations, I wish that when you guys jumped on it, that we could have continued the momentum at the same time and been one of the first with, packages and things of that nature for these guys, because that would have helped us tremendously in recruiting. But so I'm glad to know that is definitely on the horizon and is getting better, because
Absolutely.
It needs to.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know it firsthand. These athletes are a huge draw to the university, and when you get those 5 stars and 4 stars in there, and you have those guys in there, and you have those people there. It helps bring other athletes in. It helps bring other companies in. And I think with the changes we made, it's gonna be huge for our universities.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm definitely happy about that, Clay.
Good.
Now I'm gonna tell you. Well, let me before I transition into this big thing that I know you guys are dealing with up there is give me a prediction, man. Give me a prediction for this coming year. What you got? What you got for a prediction for the Tigers this year?
For the Tigers this coming year, look, I think we
heard it here first now.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it here first. This is my prediction. I think, talking to some of the coaching staff and meeting the coaches and doing those things and having those conversations, I think we'll have a winning season. I think we'll be impressive. I think we'll compete and be bowl eligible. And I think we'll win the bowl that we end up going to. I think it's going to take a little while for our new coach to, get his feet on the ground and get used to the fans and get used to being in Tiger Stadium. Look, Notre Dame Stadium, it has a lot of prestige, but it's nothing like Tiger Stadium. I think you know that, and I think everybody knows that. So I think Coach he's up for his first experience whenever we have that first big home game with a conference rival that comes in there. He's gonna see what Tiger Stadium is all about.
100%, man. I think that the first, it's one thing to hear about it and to watch it and to see it, such as he's done, or even if you're an opposing coach and you come in as an opposing coach and now you end up being a head coach at some point here. It's totally different, man. Running out that tunnel, especially at night with these crazy fans and that bourbon and that whiskey in the air, it's a whole different ball game. And I'm happy for him. I'm gonna give him definitely favor and grace going forward this season. Just there's a lot of things new to him. There's a lot of things getting new to the conference, getting new to the players, recruiting, the culture, as we seen at the beginning when he first came down here with his fake accent. So, it's just finding out that it's real people down here and we love football, and all you got to do is put your 10 toes down and, let us see the realness in you and win football games. Bottom line, we're going to give you a pass for the first year, but you got to win football games.
Absolutely. And look, I'll go out on this. I think, I've always, and I think, look, you may not agree with me, but I think, compared to the rest of the Southeastern Conference, even back to your days of playing, we would always have one really good quarterback, and then the rest of them that kind of followed behind that were, they wasn't great by no means, but they wasn't slouches by no means. They were good athletes, and they could fill that spot, but they wasn't a Rohan Davey, they wasn't a Joe Burrow, they wasn't these guys. And I think now, looking at the quarterbacks that we have there, we are a lot like the Alabamas, and we are a lot like the Georgias, where look, hey, if that starting quarterback drops out or has a bad night, we have somebody there that can fill that spot and not lose much ground. And I think the quarterback coach that we got from Texas Tech, Louisiana Tech, Joe, yes, I think he's the real deal, and
he's an energetic guy.
Man, is he not? Holy! I mean, man, if we can maintain and we can get a guy in there that can run a good offense for us, that's. I'll put it in the car terms. That's the carburetor on that engine, right? That engine's right, good, and it works, but it doesn't work if that carburetor's not working.
That's right, baby. That's right. And I think it's going in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to seeing those guys this season, and just to see how they handle adversity on the field as well as off the field, because it's things we only see the on the field things when it comes to the athletes, but it's some of the off the field things that they're gonna that's gonna be different than what they're used to up there as well, and they're gonna have to adjust and deal with it. So it's just a whole scope of things for those guys that's Absolutely. Gonna come into play for them. So let me ask you something. What's going on in that house with all these marijuana laws? What's going up? And specific, we talked about it. I'm a fan of HB 640. But what is the difference between 640 and 491?
640 and
what was
490.
revised?
Which one now?
What was revised in the bill?
So on the marijuana side, we looked at trying to put more pharmacies or more dispensers, places out there to be able to get the product out to the people who need it and the companies that need it to be able to sell it. I think, my big hang up has always been that, one, we don't have enough dispensaries out there to be able to get the product out. I think our universities that we have set these contracts up with and these companies that's come in, I think have done an excellent job on getting that product. The problem that we have is not enough labs and not enough dispensaries to be able to dispense it out there. That's my two biggest things that we worked on. The hard part is look, we have some people in the legislature that still look at it as a huge negative, marijuana and cannabis as a huge negative. But I think it's slowly starting to come around. And look, for the big part, for the everyday average person out there that has never known anything about it, they're learning that it's not as bad, and it's not this devil thing that's out there that's gonna bite you and put you underground with a one-time use or whatever. So, now that you have some studies on it and you have information on it, I think you're gonna start to see that change at the legislature and make it better.
So the universities, you point out the universities, and as well as the pharmacies, and there's not enough of them. So to me, that sounds like it's more being legislative, or it's being pushed towards big pharmacy, big companies, that they're the ones that are getting in line to basically reap the benefits from this. Is that how it, because not in. Go ahead. Because from what you're saying, and it's not enough of them. So until we have enough pharmacies or enough dispensaries to push the product out, because I know medically it's being taxed medically, and
right.
So, and I know medically because I know there's a lot of people medically that it's being taxed, and they need the medicine, but they can't afford the medicine based on how much it's costing. So how let me ask you this: how would, like, say, a normal Joe Schlo that is not big pharma, is not these conglomerate, these big companies that can easily get in line and pay the taxes or whatever, how does a regular Joe Schmo that's a regular business owner, how do they get in line to reap the benefits of this?
Well, the big thing with us when it comes to the marijuana side, the medical marijuana side, is, the supply part of it, we have plenty of the supply. I think the way, when you look at how we dispense it, big pharma, the big pharmacies don't come in and control it on our end. It's more of the approved pharmacies that are out there. And to me, for people to get into this, I think it comes in where, especially for us in our state, it comes in where we're gonna have to make it more available when it comes to it, and having it out there. Look, the one thing that I tell people all the time when it comes to it is, don't necessarily look at the medical marijuana side itself. Look at the hemp side and start from there. That's to me, if I was going to invest and get into the business, that's probably where I would start. And I would have me a place, and I would get in there, and I'd learn and be a part of it and be somebody who wants to learn it. And once they learn that side of it, the business side of it, and how to invest in it and how to do those things, I think that makes it easier when the legislation changes for them to transition into the medical marijuana side. You know, the industrial hemp side, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but since we passed it in 2019, has done nothing but grown across our state when it comes to businesses, when it comes to the product itself and the different products. We have a group that looks at it nationwide, and Louisiana is leading the way when it comes to those types of products right now. We have more small businesses getting involved in it. We have more licenses being put out there for distributors. The only part of the hemp side that's failing that I'm going to try to work on as we move forward is on the actual farming side and the growing side. We have a lot of farmers that want to get into it and they try it, and one or two things happen. Either they buy a seed that is an online and they don't really know who they're buying it from. It comes in and they plant it and it's a bad seed. It's either a bad seed and it won't grow here because it wasn't made and designed to grow here, or it's not even hemp, it's a marijuana. And then their product, they wasted the money that they spent on the seed, and sometimes it could be anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 for just the seed. So that's a huge hit for a farmer, a small farmer who's trying to get into it, and he just bought a bag of seed that doesn't work or doesn't grow. So I think you're going to see this coming year, you're going to see legislation that's going to help our farmers be able to find a certified seed that will grow in South Louisiana and in North Louisiana, that they can be assured of that when they get it, it's going to be a hemp seed and it's going to be a seed that will grow and do well for them in Louisiana. So
this is the other thing. Now you say if we get the hemp and the farmers get the seeds and they grow it now, where in Louisiana, if that's where in Louisiana will we process that? Where would these farmers go to process that?
So right now there's a processor in Houma who is in the final stages of getting his processing facility up and running. He's also building a lab in there to do independent lab work as well. We're in conversations right now with another group that wants to move into the Tensas area of Louisiana and Tensas Parish and have a processing facility there. So, the first thing is first we gotta have a farmer that can do it. When we planted sugarcane back in the day, the processor didn't come first. The sugarcane came first. They had one processor that came in, and then as we were able to produce sugarcane and make it, then you had more processors wanting to come here and make money. I think the same thing with this. Once we get a seed that works, once we get farmers that can grow it, then you're going to start to see these people say, okay, look, I want to come in and I want to invest and I want to be a part of that processing facility. Right now we have one, and that one, he is going to be overloaded whenever he starts because he doesn't just accept hemp from Louisiana. He accepts it from all over. He actually moved here from California and started this business. So I think you're going to see, as we able to farm it and grow it better, you're going to see processors move in.
And right now he's the only one, and there's nothing else in the making for any others to pop up?
There's one that's we're talking to right now that's interested in moving in Tensas Parish.
Okay. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and we'll touch back on the medical marijuana. Let me ask you this. Do you think the medical marijuana program that we have now generate enough tax revenue for the state?
I don't think it's doing
to get us out of debt in the next couple of years.
No, I don't. I don't think right now the way that it is set up that it's going to generate enough to get us above where we need to be. I don't think look, the one thing with Louisiana is every year when we do a budget, whether we have federal money or whether we have state surplus money, the one thing we have to do is balance our budget. We're not like DC where we can just pass a budget, and if it's $1 trillion over, it's okay. Ours has to be balanced with the money that comes in. So it isn't like we're behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. Now, are we short on dollars to doing roads, and are we short on dollars for supplying teachers and so on? Absolutely. But we have to realize that the dollars that we have, we do utilize them and spend them wisely. And if we had more money coming in, it would definitely help our state. And look, I think cannabis is one of the ways that you could probably do that. I think it's one of those things that can make it better. And I think, looking at the Colorados and looking at the Californias and looking at all of those, they had issues, and we're trying to learn from their issues and not fall into that same hole.
So there's a tax on medical marijuana?
Yes.
Now, what is the problem with taking the model from Colorado as well as Phoenix and using that model down here? Or how does it does not fit in our model down here? Because that took them out of the red into the green in 2 years. So
it
did. So I would think that it would be able to, if not take us out, bring us closer as well. But the biggest thing with them, what I see is they tax recreational, not medical.
That's right. And of course we don't have the recreational yet, so we can't look at that part of it. But I can tell you right now that the only state that's not starting to peel back some of that, they opened it wide open. Mm-hmm. The only one that's not right now is California. But you look at the Colorados, you look at the Arizonas and wherever else, those states are starting to peel back because they went too far out there, and it's creating problems in their judicial system. They didn't have any of their laws changed to adapt to it. We just now, we're into our 6th year in the medical marijuana. And we are just now this year we passed our first bill to make sure that if you're a government employee and a doctor prescribes you cannabis, that you have a pass basically on being able to show, if you get drug tested and you show that you have cannabis in your system and you have a prescription for it, they'll give you a pass on it. But we're just now trying to get to where we can get those laws changed and get them ready for when that does happen. And I think it will happen sooner than later, but we're just right now, we're not ready for it, especially with the petrochemical industry that we have down here and the ag industry that we have down here. We're just not quite ready to just dive off in it head first.
Yeah, it seems like the recreational part of it, it seems like the thing that's preventing a lot of it, because you have a lot of people that need the medical part of it but really can't afford it, and it seems like it's just there's some way there that we have to figure it out and see that the benefit, because I know, listen, we all know what drives the economy, what drives is big companies, is big corporations, and a lot of the little guys usually are the ones that get fitted out and left out of situations when it comes to business situations like this. And with that being said, I know that, you yourself, you have aspirations of going further in this thing. I know it may have started out as you wanting to just hand out flyers, and then they surprised you, or unbeknownst to you, they wanted you to run. And so, I know in a couple of years you're gonna, be moving on or, out of the position that you're in now. So how does, that influence your decisions with these bills now? Because it seems like, the position that you're in is very influential at this time with these bills, especially with the medical, especially with the inhalation bill. If you guys are going to bring that up, would that be? Do you feel like this bill is a complete bill? And if not, will inhalation be something that you guys will be going back to the table for?
Look, this bill is definitely not a complete bill. And here's the other thing: since we passed, and I'll keep switching gears back to the hemp side of it. Mm-hmm. Since we passed that hemp bill, each year we've had to go back and we've had to adjust that bill one way or the other, where things have changed, the product has changed, the supply, the demand has changed, and we've had to go back and adjust it. And to make it as successful as it is, it's because we were able to adapt and were able to change. And the one thing that we had to do on that is just educate people. That's the big thing, is educating people to understand that this is not something that's not unregulated. This is not something that people are just out there buying off the street corner and they don't know what they're buying, and they don't know what it is. That's what we have to do as a state and as elected officials. We have to let people know that, and whether you're for it or against it, it's like anything else. Whether you for gun control or you're not for gun control, you have to educate on both sides. And the same thing with this, you have to educate people. And I think moving forward, whether whatever I run for next, I mean, that's something that I think that, on the smart side of it, I'll definitely support like I have in the past. It's not anything that would change on my end, but I want to make sure that we do it the right way. And I think everybody wants it done the right way. We don't want to be last always. We got to quit talking about Louisiana being last, and let's be first. And look, right now, even though the press doesn't get it and everybody doesn't see it, look, we're leading the way right now with hemp across this country. Louisiana has the best program in the country when it comes to hemp and hemp products right now. We have more licenses being distributed. We have more small businesses being open, and that's what we want to do. First is supply, get a good product that's out there, that's safe, and that's a natural product, not a man-made product, not a synthetic product. We're one of the only states right now that requires it to be a natural product. The other thing is making sure that it's safe and making sure that we have things in place that, when we go into a store, or your grandmother or whoever goes into a store and she wants to purchase a hemp product, well, she should be comfortable in knowing that bottle she grabs, it's a natural product, it's a hemp product, and it's been checked and certified by LDH. It's been certified and checked by ATC, and she doesn't have to worry about getting a bad product. Yeah. And that's, we all want that, because if you get a bad name in it, it's hard to recover from that.
Well, I totally agree with that. And it seems like a hemp product that's a natural product should, be able and be readily available in the medical form to the people that need it, and also should be available to the grassroots and should be available to the ones that fight, that are here fighting for it, should have an opportunity. It's crazy that, you talk about I'm not saying you as in you, but we talk about it as it being a natural product and all of the natural things that come from it. Well, it seems like it should, being that it's being fought over medically, where medically is everything that's made and stamped, and it's definitely the opposite of what we're talking about. Which was the industry that pushed out marijuana, pushed out anything of that sort, and now it's coming back, and it seems like that's what's holding up, or they're going to be the ones to have first dibs at whatever comes up with it. It seems very, very ironic.
Yep. Well, look, I can tell you, Rohan, that if you look at the hemp product, and I keep falling back to it because it's doing so well. I go to a lot of events where we have veterans and we have people with kids that have been on prescription medical marijuana, and it was expensive and all of this. Well, they have swapped and started using the hemp products that they can buy from their local hemp store or their local vitamins and supplement store, and they've started using that. That's much cheaper, but it's doing the same thing for them, right?
It's natural.
It's a natural product. And look, when you compare the two, it's a big difference. But I think when you find a product like that that's all natural, and that those people out there that you are seeing using it, and they're coming up to you and they're thanking you for doing that, look, that's a big win for us as a state to know that, hey, we passed a successful product. We put things out there, not only for a small business to jump on, but our ag department to jump on, our farmers to jump on, to be a part of, and to make everybody successful. So I think, look, we're not far away. I think it's something that's out there that's it's coming. We just need to be prepared for it the right way.
Let me ask you this: Can medical and hemp coexist, or will recreation take over when that? I mean, it's apparent when that comes.
I think if recreation comes to be, I think then your medical would definitely decrease big time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that if recreational come, if you see that coming in the near future, how long away from that do you think we are?
I think just in my observation of looking at the legislature and watching the legislature change and those things, I would say you're probably at least 4 to 6 years away.
4 to 6 years away from here?
Recreational, yes.
Yeah. From here in the state?
Yep. Yes.
So by that time, do you see medical have made the shift to where the state is closer to being out of deficit because of medical?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In 6 years?
Yes. I mean, like I said earlier, look, we balance those budgets, and we have a balanced budget. So for us, we're not in those deficits where we have to worry about all of that. Now, what we do have to worry about is, the things that need to be funded when it comes to roads and bridges and education and those types of things. Can we have more money and put more money into those if something like that was to come about? Absolutely. But as far as us saying that we need these dollars every year to be out of the red, no. I think the legislature, constitutionally, we have to pass a balanced budget every year, no matter what the numbers are. So, yes, will it help us? Absolutely, 100%. It will definitely help us. But if it doesn't come to tuition by 4 or 5 years, does it hurt us? Not at all.
But recreational before 6 years would definitely kick us out of it.
Oh, it would help us. Yes, it would help us. There's no doubt.
And I'm gonna tell you, the other thing that I wondered is like, you see, I've seen it on the Brady Bunch, I've seen it on everywhere, and I got to looking and seeing. Let me ask you this: Why hasn't there been like a ballot initiative proposed and signatures needed collected to bring recreational cannabis to a vote? Or is it that easy for the people just to do that? Or do we have to wait on you guys to bring it up and then vote on it?
I think a few things on that point. One, I think, the one thing that has to change is you have to have a legislature, whether it's on the House side or the Senate side, that understands it and is educated on it, and they know it better. The other part is, I think you have to be prepared as a state when it comes to it. it isn't just a matter of just saying, okay, guys, it's all good. Everybody go out there and go to the store and buy it. You have to do it the right way. You have to make sure that you have laws in place that help protect those who choose to do it and they're doing it for a medical reason that's out there, or those who are out there and choose to do it. And now, because they chose to do it and they go to work at a facility, a petrochemical industry, and they go in there, and it'd be just like with alcohol. You know, you go in there with alcohol and you get tested, well, you're going to lose your job. So you have to weigh the good with the bad on all of it. And I just want our state to be prepared for that. That's my big thing.
Be prepared for it to pop.
Be prepared for it to be able to have the citizens and the people of Louisiana educated on exactly what happens and what will be coming when it does. I think when we do implement it down the road, I think it's something that will definitely push us above the top, above other states big time. You know, and look, there's states out there that's gonna pass it before us, but does that necessarily put them ahead of us? Not really. Colorado jumped out there, they got theirs, they did theirs, but now they're starting to peel it back because of the backlash that they're having from it. I don't want us to have backlash. I want us to be able to get in there, and as we move forward, we tune it and make it better moving forward, not having to go backwards.
Well, you know, like I said, you got to have a plan. A plan
That's right.
equals less chance of failure and a greater chance of success. So,
yep.
With that being said, I mean, to the medical part of it, you said we are being taxed on the medical part of it. Is the people paying the taxes on the medical part of it? Like when we talk about it being purchased at like the retail level, are we paying those taxes?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
And look, what we did on the hemp part is we took the hemp part and the parts of the tax money that comes in with it. We put it to education, early childhood education, and that account has done nothing but grown from day one since we put it in there. There's never been a year so far that we have either collected the same amount or less. It's always grown every year. So that's huge for our education side to be able to say, look, we got a safe product that people are buying and using, whether they're using a gummy or whether they're buying lotions or tinctures or whatever it may be. All of those dollars that we collect on that go to early childhood education. And that's huge for our young kids coming up to be able to have those dollars there for that education system.
Well, anytime you guys could, and I think that's one of the biggest things, I think, when it comes to how fast we could turn this thing around, whether you take the model from Phoenix, whether you take the model from Colorado, and, tweak it however you may because of where you are. But let's not get to where, for me, man, all these things always come down to money. It always seems like it comes down to who can make the money, who can make the most money, and it always seems like it's the big guys and the little guys, get whatever's left over in these situations. Whenever it's the gold rush, the booming of the housing market, and now cannabis or hemp. So I would love to see it just go in a direction to where everyone has an opportunity to, make some money off of it, but also the people that need it medically is not being outlandishly priced for them, so they can't afford it just to cater to big business or big companies, big pharmaceuticals, so on and so forth. So I'm always happy to have you on to explain that, to get it out to the people so they understand. Well, let me ask you this: have we conducted statewide like any tests, any analytics around the tax revenue that would be generated if we was to legalize it? Is there any numbers out there to show what we could possibly be looking at?
We haven't. But look, on the part where you said having the little guys being able to come in and compete, when we first proposed the hemp legislation, we looked at what other states were doing, and we looked at the Georgias, we looked at the Virginias, we looked at the New Yorks, we looked at the Floridas, we looked at all of them. And the average across the board for a person to come in and want to get a license to either start a small business or to be a farmer of it was anywhere from $10,000 to $80,000 to start.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it cost. You know what ours cost?
$500.
$500. You can get that license for $500, and you can be competitive. That's the little man saying, "Hey, look, I can go out there. I own 10 acres of land. I can afford a license or a permit for $500. I can go out there. I can do that, and I can be competitive with those guys." And that's where you see a lot of these small businesses, and that's why we're leading the way in putting small businesses and small business owners and people back to work, because they can afford to go do it and they can make money on it. It isn't the big pharmacies coming in. It isn't these big stores coming in. These are all mom and pops, and Texas is actually trying to model what we're doing right now, because they went out and they adopted somebody else's plan and it's failing. So now they're trying to adopt ours. Mississippi, they hadn't even adopted a hemp program yet. They don't even have one. So right now, when it comes to that side of it, we done our homework. We educated people. We know how it is, and that's where we were. And the only reason we did it that way was because when we did the hemp bill, the medical marijuana bill had passed already. That was already out there. So just now looking at the marijuana side of it and trying to open it or expand it, we have to first educate the legislators, and then secondly, we have to look at not just that law that you have to pass to be able to do it, but you have to look at other laws that we have in place that might say, if you have it, then you can go to jail with it. Whatever it may be, we have to go back and we have to go through all of those laws and be able to
marijuana?
fix for the marijuana. That's right.
Yeah, because you have people sitting in prison for small or for
That's
big,
right.
whether marijuana laws that are doing time for it. That's the
That's
hemp.
right.
And if you counter, you say the hemp laws. If you counterbalance the hemp law, you say the hemp laws. They only keep the marijuana violators in prison.
Right.
So.
Yep.
And let me ask you this: how many do we know, like the percentage of people in the state that's actually growing hemp right now?
I don't have a
percentage.
It's a very small percentage, because we can't get our farmers aren't allotted a certified seed. So if you look at Kentucky and you look at North Carolina and Virginia, they have a program where they went in and their ag department actually came up with, one, a seed that could grow in their state, and two, a certified seed that was tested and they're getting it from a good supplier who can supply it. So they on the farming side, they're doing better than us. So until we get that certified seed, and we're in the process of working with Southern and working with LSU to get our own certified seed, and once we get that, I think you're going to see more people starting to do the farming side of it.
Got it. So do we know who? I've heard the rumors, but I don't know for sure. I've heard LSU, Southern, ULL. Do we know who is in line to, when this thing grows, to be able to grow at their facilities for the state? And how do you guys go about selecting who is in charge of growing the marijuana? And because we haven't done it here in the state before. Do you guys go to California, Denver, to get a grower of a certain strand, or how does that work?
No, so right now you only have 2 certified growers that are out there. You have Southern and you have LSU. That's your two licensed ones. Until we figure out a program to have people go out and be able to do it. You know, some states limit the permits, kind of like we did on the gambling. You know, there's only so many land permits that we as a state offered, and that's all that's there. So they'll probably, if I'm right, I think in the future you're going to see a certain amount of permits done, and they'll be, of course, available to whoever wants to purchase one and go out there and do it. I would think that would be my thinking on it, and they would have to, of course, meet background checks and financial checks and all of those balancing acts that they have to do, which any company would have to do.
Right.
And I think that's would probably be the way that it would be looked at.
Let me ask you this, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I know you're a very busy man, and I really appreciate you taking the time out, man, to sit in with us and to go over these things. These are what all the people was asking me. What are you gonna ask Clay? What are you gonna ask Clay? I told him to send me in some questions, and this is how it went down. So I'm definitely, man, we appreciate all the time that you took with us today, Clay, to go over these. And is there anything you want to leave us with? Any little final words you want to leave us with? Now listen, I know that you're going to be running for some high positions now, so you might want to take this opportunity to talk to the people.
Well, look, I think in the conversations that me and you've had over the past year, just in friendship and talking, I think that you and I both, we want nothing but the best for the state of Louisiana. The one thing that I tell people all the time is, look, we live in a state that I think is the greatest state in the country. And I think when you look at it as a whole and you look at the country as a whole and everything that's out there, that's disruptive out there, look, there's no reason, and I don't think Louisiana is that way, but there's no reason for us to follow the trend of the disruptiveness that's out there. I think as a state, we do a good job of everybody working together and coming together in times of need. And when the storm comes, everybody shows up, and you got neighbors helping neighbors, and it doesn't matter where you grew up at. It doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter what party affiliation you are. It's about helping each other and getting each other back on our feet. And I think that's where we are right now as a state. And look, I appreciate you. I appreciate what everybody out there does, and your time and dedication to Louisiana, wanting to make it better. That's huge, and we need more people to get out there and be a part of it. And if they have questions, call and ask. Don't simply just look on social media and think that those things are the right answers all the time. Look, make those phone calls. Call Rohan, call me, and say, hey, look, can you get us an answer for it? And somebody calls you, do like you do. You pick up, you call me. If I'm the guy that can give you the answer, call me. And vice versa. If somebody calls me, I said, well, look, I need to call Rohan Davey. I'm going to call Rohan and ask him. I'm not going to be afraid, and I'm not going to give those answers. So, that's my thing is, let's get the right information. Let's make sure that we're on the right path. And I think as a state, man, we can do so much better than we have in the past. And it's by working together and moving us all forward.
100%, Clay. I appreciate you, buddy. 100%. I'm 100%. We're gonna continue to talk. We're gonna continue to get this thing right for everybody involved, and make sure that everybody, including the little people, make some money out of this thing, man.
Amen. Well, look, I appreciate you, my friend, and look, let's stay in touch, and let's cheer on those Tigers and make sure that they do a fantastic job this year.
You got it, buddy. Good talking to you, man, and I'm gonna see you.
Same here. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir. That was the man, the myth, the legend. We're going to take a well-deserved break. You see, I'm sweating. Stewie up here looking at me crazy. OP up here falling asleep. We're going to be back on. Oh, my dog's at. We'll be back, man. We'll be back with what we got. Hot topics coming up.
So well, I gotta tell you what happened. So man, when they play that song, that fight song, man, you know, we only play that fight song in the fourth quarter and the start of the game. Well, it was a time where they were trying to rally us because we were getting our ass destroyed.
Yeah, it was 13-0 at halftime.
The band played the fight song in the second quarter.
Sure did.
Man,
they absolutely
that
did.
goddamn song got in my bones, and I started having a goddamn out-of-body experience. And I told Coach Saber was walking, and I told Coach Saber, Coach, I want to play. And he looked at me and said, "Why don't you step behind the line?"
Topics, dog.
How you feeling,
Hot topics. Let's get into that right now. What we talking about right now is, you know, myself, I played for Coach Jimbo Fisher, and I also played for Coach Nick Saban at the twilight of my years at LSU, transferring from Coach Jerry DiNardo. And I've spoken about this a couple times. We got to turn the air up down in here, dog. Damn. I've seen Coach Saban, honestly, get into a few spats with coaches, with players. And the one person, honestly, and everybody knows Jimbo's my guy, but the one person that I've never seen back down is Jimbo Fisher, right? So for Coach Saban to go into the kind of rant that he did, but I think it was a very strategic, a very planned rant on his part. I don't know if the name calling part, I think somebody might have slipped him a Mickey or slipped him something before he got on that podium. Because for him to call out Jimbo and then call out Deion Sanders, which has put all his efforts into trying to revitalize the HBCU and trying to bring notoriety and some platform to those guys at the HBCU level, for him to call them guys, and especially for him to call them guys out after dog. Coach Saban been winning the damn recruiting war and the recruiting battles for years now. Do we really think that he's winning those without the under-the-table deals that's now on top of the table? I mean, it's college football. You've been dominating the sport recruiting-wise and coaching-wise for a while now. So my thing is, damn, you talk about parity and you want everybody to catch up. Well, parity is happening. You know what I mean? Parity is happening when it comes to the Texas A&Ms, the Clemsons, the Ole Miss, these teams that used to be in the middle of the pack, and now these teams are now stepping up to the plate because of NIL. And the question, and that's why I said when he was at this meeting that he was having, it was for boosters. You know what I mean? It was how you talking about somebody else's money and you there begging for money. You there trying to get these people to, or you trying to let them know, listen, these guys, the reason why they took 4 of the top 8 guys that we were going after, and they are edge rushers and they are defensive players, it's because they got more money. It's because they offered these guys more money. Their NIL deals were better. So open up them checkbooks and let me get this money. You know, whether it was that angle or the angle of trying to, like you said, get some kind of parity for the NCAA or the federal government, whoever the hell, to come in and regulate what they're doing with the money. I say this, man, you better catch up. So shit, if he's gonna come out and do that every time, well now come back and backtrack and try to call Jimbo, you know, that I talked to Jimbo personally about this, and their friendship was a friendship that was more professional. Yeah, you know what I mean? Professional. Not we're gonna spend time in the off season and with our families and all that bullshit. It was, you know, very professional. You coach for me, we learn from each other, that type of thing. We know each other's bullshit also. I know your bullshit, you know mine. So why would you bring that up? You know what I mean? Why would you open up that can when now they gonna dig into your shit? So now they're going to dig into all the bullshit. Guys could come out that's disgruntled with you, could come out and say all kind of bullshit. Guys that you just offered that bag to that didn't take it and went somewhere else and took the other bag. Now they could come out and say, you know what I mean? It's just all that shit. So why not keep all that in house? And coaches chimed in on that. Lane Kiffin chimed in too. Lane Kiffin was like, Lane Kiffin said his mouth was still wide open. It was 7 o'clock and he's still looking at the television. And the press conference was at damn 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? So all those coaches chimed in because they were surprised at what happened with Coach Saban saying that. Because if you think about Coach Saban, everything that he does is very calculated, and it's to move the needle in his direction, in his favor. So I don't know if what his motive was. I would love for him to let us know what that was, or to come out so we can find out. I don't know what his motive was, whatever his motive was, it was definitely something that he planned, in my opinion, just from playing for him and knowing him as you know, friends. In this whole thing with these guys, because one is new offenses, then guys are younger, guys are coming from different systems, coming from different everywhere. So the one that's the other fact that's gonna come into this. Whoever picks this shit up the fastest, whoever picks this up,
it's an even playing field.
Yeah, 100%.
Even playing field, because you talk about Miles Brennan having experience. He's had 4 different coordinators in 4 years.
Yeah, but that helps him also.
Yeah, because that's just different terminology at that point. I've seen it all. Yeah. Bring back the Joe Brady one. That one worked. That one seemed to work.
Yeah, you adapt, man. You adapt to it. And Nussmeier, by him coming, his dad being a coach and coming from that pedigree and that background, this is also something that he should be comfortable with. I know he's young, but learning different terminology, concepts are basically the same.
It's just different verbiage.
Curl flat is curl flat. Goals is goals. You know what I mean? It's just different terminology. So that type of thing for them should get picked up pretty easily from Nussmeier, from all those guys. All those guys are smart guys. Miles, all those guys. They should pick that up pretty swiftly. But Nussmeier's advantage in this whole thing is, I mean, without a doubt, his legs. Without a doubt, his confidence. You know, without a doubt, his ability. And he actually reads defenses pretty good right now for the stage that he is in his young career. He picks up defenses and goes to the right place with the ball pretty good. His problem is getting them feet in line all the time or going there, because he's so athletic. You know what I mean? So sometimes he just relies strictly on that quick twitch and getting that ball out, but he has to get his feet lined up. And also with him, he has to work on that accuracy as well. Up. That was dope right there, Stu. I like how you did that. Y'all gotta tell me when I gotta show. Hey, shout out to boy Mikey, man. Mic'd up with Mikey. Y'all check my dog out, man. Jordy Collada, y'all check my dog out. Big shout out to Fletcher Payton, man. Listen, it's not paint, it's an art. That's my dog. I'm supposed to meet Fletch this week sometime. He's been supporting me. He supported everything I do. I love Fletcher Payton. Y'all go ahead and support my man. Cypress Hemp, of course. But of course, main man Justin over at Cypress Hemp, of course, Tiger Dave, David Richards Builders, my main man. Hey, for all of your needs, real estate, everything, one-stop shop, David Richards. Hey, but look, we got a fan favorite. We got the fan favorite with us today to do hot topics. Y'all got a glimpse of him last week. My dog don't know it, but I got big plans for him coming up. We got big plans for him coming up later on in the football season. The one and only, the big dog, Big Brandon Whining. Big Doug, what up, baby?
Oh, man, I'm just cooling on the block, guys, man. I can't complain. If I had 3 shoes, I'd give you one of them.
I believe you, too. I'd take it, too, but that probably be too big. You got some big-ass few size shoes you wear.
Man, shit, man, I wear 15, but if you wear on 3 pairs of size, shit, you can fit that 15.
Yeah, you right about that, dog. How you doing, bro? What you got going on? How the week been treating you, man? How was the 4th and all that? Y'all allowed to pop fireworks out there?
Oh, man, then I pop some fireworks. Man, I'm still down in Louisiana, man. I ain't never went back. Man, I
You
bought
in Lake Charles?
Yeah, I'm still in Lake Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I popped some firecrackers, man. I bought none but the big ones, man. The big explosions. 500 tons of explosion. Yeah, I had a good time. My kids had a good time.
They like all that shit?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought this sword for my son because he big on swords and shit now.
Like fighting swords?
Yeah, fighting swords. But I ain't never bought one. I just bought a plastic one. But I bought one with, it was like a Roman candle and some sparklers and some other shit at the tip of it. Man, I got a video of him holding that shit all but 3 seconds and throwing that shit on the ground and running. He ain't realized that sparklers was going to be coming out of that here. That shit touched him on his arm one time. He threw that sword on the ground and shit went to running, man.
So that knocked that down. Over with for him.
So really and truly, I was the only one out there popping firecrackers.
That's like my dog, dog. My dog don't like fireworks, dog. We took him to the fireworks thing not yesterday, I'm tripping. Last year, that was on the river, down by the river, Sonny. You know how they do that big fireworks?
Yeah,
we took him down there. We had to leave early and supposedly he don't like them fireworks, so I definitely understand. But look, dog, I'm glad to have you on here. We brought you in on this segment that we do called Hot Topics. It's like the hot topics that's going on around. My girl Jay put it together for us, and we're going to go through these hot topics this week. And, it's just like you here on the couch with us. We want you to weigh in on it.
Okay.
You hit me? So what we got up first, Jay?
So we was talking about Brittany Griner and versus LeBron James a little bit as it comes to like her being in Russia right now in prison. And if it was LeBron, he would have been home.
Yeah. See. So yeah, I saw that.
What they comparing? If it was LeBron James, he wouldn't be locked up in Russia jail. That's what you're saying?
Right.
That boy said Russia jail.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got a comment on that. Now let's
hold on. We gotta let OP go first.
Okay, go ahead, OP.
Go OP. Let that go ahead, OP. What you think, OP? You think that if that was LB Jeezy, the king, if it was the king, would the king be home already?
I don't know if he would have already been home already because Russia offered the U.S. an arms dealer, a big arms dealer the U.S. got in their prison in exchange, and they wouldn't do that. But if it was LeBron, there definitely would be more outcry and more people saying there'd be petitions all that it would be on the news every day, on the national news every day type thing. It would take up all the headlines.
I agree. But I
don't know if they still have him home though.
Stu? What you think, Stu? What you over there doing? Let that girl. That boy, that's stupid.
Working. I mean, I think if it was LeBron, come on. If it was LeBron, it would have been we get LeBron. For sure. But since it's a women's basketball player, women's basketball don't get a lot of publicity as much as the NBA does. And Brittany Griner is a big star in the U.S., but she ain't a big star.
She was playing in Russia, though.
But she is a big star
they
all
only
over the
there
world.
to make their money.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
so you
LeBron
think they look
LeBron.
at them as they coming over there just taking and then leaving?
Potentially, because that's how they make their money. I believe so.
So you think they looked at it as she's coming over there just taking and leaving?
In a way, but I don't think that's where they were going with that. I think it was more just I don't know how to explain it.
B-Dub, cause I think this is what I think. And then B-Dub, I'm gonna let you finish it off. I think that I agree with OP. If it was LBJ, it would have been more of an upcry early. It wouldn't have been no slow momentum. You know what I mean? They would have jumped on that bitch.
Oh, don't forget about Brittany Griner.
You wouldn't have.
It was
100%.
Every second.
100%.
It would have been
100% agree with that.
It would have been
100%.
Nike.
100%. Because their money would have been getting lost.
Yeah, billions of dollars.
You know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, would Russia have looked at it as we got a bigger fish? You know what I mean? Would you have looked at it as we got LeBron? We really gonna use him to make an example. You know what I mean? We really gonna use him to get 5 arms dealers out instead of 1. You know what I'm saying? Like I just because of it's Russia, because of, and I'm telling you, we're gonna get into the next one next, and the next one really gonna piss some people off or get some people stirring when we say whether or not another president would have got him out. You know, got her out already. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I feel about it. I feel like if it was LeBron, you're right. It would have been up from the beginning. It would have been up from the beginning if it was LeBron. I think that because it is Brittany Griner, because it is women's basketball, just like if it was women's soccer, women's sports in general always gets pushed to the back. We saw it with the pay. We saw it with the disrespect of how these women travel and the women U.S. soccer, the WNBA. We've seen the disrespect that has come for these ladies in their respective sport, in their respective profession. So I totally agree that it would have been different if it was LeBron James as far as it being up. I don't know if the Russian government would have looked at it that way, have looked at it as let's do more because of who it is. You know what I mean? So what you think, B?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't like the comparison out the door. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't like the comparison out the door. LeBron don't have a blemish on his record, so I don't like him being used as the pawn in the media by even bringing his name up. Now, let's ask the question the right way. Would LeBron transported dope in his bag, leaving out of Russia? And I would say no, LeBron wouldn't have never put himself in that predicament. Hey, man, I get it. It's just all pins, hash, or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, we got to look at the laws that's over there, man. This not America where damn near half the states is legal on this.
But listen, I totally get that. I totally get that point.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You know, for us to just come out the blue and use LeBron as the pawn in this is not right, and I think it's wrong because we don't even know if LeBron even smoked marijuana.
Well, we do. We've seen it. We do. We've seen it. We do know that. We've seen it.
Well, I never seen it.
We've seen it. That's confirmed.
He never been arrested for this.
That's confirmed.
He never failed any drug test to say he owned it.
No.
So at the end of the day, man, I wish we would have used another player that hasn't been in trouble for the same thing.
I understand. I understand your point with it, but I don't
like it.
I don't think that it was. I don't think that it was used because of whether or not they both smoke. I think it was used because of his popularity.
Yeah, but
is the most point that it was used for. You know what I mean?
Not even on the same level.
No, you're right. They're in different stratospheres. I agree.
I look at players like Simone Augustus and those other players as being as popular as LeBron. Man, I don't see this young lady as being on the same level as LeBron.
in the WNBA community, she is very, very popular.
She's popular, but I just don't know.
You know, she has multiple gold medals. She's been in the.
Man, at the end of the day, man, and this is just my opinion. No, I just think she didn't make no wise decisions, man.
I mean,
they got a war going on.
Right.
It's a war going on. They trying to evacuate people out of here. This lady is flying to Phoenix. Phoenix is legal marijuana in Phoenix. You telling me you can't throw that shit in the trash and wait till you get to Phoenix to go do what you got to do?
Nah, you gotta hunt. Be done. Everything you saying is everything.
We gotta take responsibility of our own actions before we start comparing other people in this shit, bro.
No, listen.
Yeah, LeBron would have never got on that plane with all them vials.
He wouldn't have been carrying it. He wouldn't have been carrying somebody else. That's what she should have did. She should have had somebody else carry that thing, baby.
$1 a year playing over there in Russia. She couldn't get the ball girl.
She should have had somebody else carry it or wait till somebody else to carry that thing over.
She should have never been carrying it.
That's just like that boy Mike back in the day, Mike Vick back in the day, going through the Atlanta airport with that dope. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But But listen, man, I need you to answer the question, dog. I understand your point and your piece.
I don't
but if there was, if that situation was somebody else, it'll be up if it was LeBron. So we're gonna leave it right there. What we got
I don't
next?
believe so. I don't believe so. I don't believe so because I don't believe we have the same ties. We're not friends with Russia, bro. We never been friends.
That's why we about to bring up the next topic.
Well, the only reason that I say that LeBron comparison is good is because I think right now there is like a lot of things going on with like women, and I feel like they're trying to like make an example out of women right now, especially like abortion stuff going on and controlling us. I think it's like a control thing. I think that's why they're saying like LeBron would be a good comparison. Because if it was LeBron, they can't control a man's body right now. They can't control a man right now. So I think that's a good comparison based off of that.
I'm with you. What we got next?
They were saying that if Trump was still president, he would have got her.
She'll be out. And you know what? It goes back to kind of what B-Dub was saying. The shit is all about relationships. You understand? It's all about relationships. And like it or love it about whatever you like or don't like about Donald Trump, he had a relationship with them people over there in Russia. He had a relationship with Putin. It's all about relationships. You understand? So I do believe that if he was the president, that there would be more. I don't know if she would have been out or been done or what the shit would have been, but it would have been more going on in her favor to get her home.
Right.
Based on what is going on.
Right. I agree. Kodak agrees as well.
Kodak Black? Mm-hmm. B-Dub, you heard Kodak Black?
Yes. Listen to this. Let's bring up the ball boy, the ball brother, and his friend that stole in China. Shit, Trump ain't have no problem getting on the horn and getting them boys out of that game.
Right.
And I look at China and Russia at the same.
Hey, he just got on the phone, hit up Jean Ming Shah, got him up out of there.
Man, and Russia, in my eyes, I look at China and Russia as the same country, bro.
I mean, when you look at the people that's running it, they the same people for sure.
I mean, it's just the way the rules is. They laws is all the same.
Dude, that's why I say, like, I'm from Jamaica, right? And that's where I was born, and I came over here to this country. So, B-Dub, when you say there's different laws in different places and you can't act like you act in other places as you do as home, trust me, I feel you on that. I've seen people fly into Kingston Airport with bangos on and get their hand chopped off. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way it is. You don't do that. So if they say don't go to Russia, don't come here with this, don't come here with that, that's a reason why.
Hey, Ro, when you entered the NFL and you got on New England Patriots team, didn't they go over the laws with you at Boston?
Oh, yeah.
Well, shit, you don't think they went over the laws with Brittany in Russia?
No, of course they went over the laws. She been there long enough to know.
What was the laws of Boston?
I just don't think the young lady made a wise decision, man.
The laws in Boston. Hold on,
it's hard for us to condemn the president. It's hard for us to condemn other people that's involved because at the end of the day, man, that shit illegal over there, bro. And you got to go by their laws. She over there to play 30, 40 games and make $1 million, man.
Well, the one thing you do know is this.
I mean,
there is politics involved.
I'm an advocate for marijuana because it's a medicinal use that can help a lot of people. But at the same time, bro, if I know I'm going to a country that does not accept it, I'm not messing with it, man. I'm not gonna put my life on the line, my $1 million contract on the line for this shit. So asking me about this shit, I mean, I feel like it's on her. She made a bed, she got to lay in that motherfucker, man. And that's just the bottom line. Now, can the president get hot? Hell, I really wish we sent some goddamn U.S. secret SEALs up in that motherfucker like on the movie and bust our ass about that motherfucker. So, that's what I really wish, but I just don't believe this administration with that.
Nah, this administration ain't gonna do that. And the thing is this. if she whatever law she broke, whatever she has to go through for the judicial system over there, that's what she has to do. But the other thing about it is, you know that politics and fuck you is also involved in the situation. You know what I mean? So that's the part about it that for me is just like, yeah, go through your process, whatever.
Honestly, man.
Whatever the situation is, whatever your lawyers, whatever the U.S., because I don't know the details of the situation, and I don't think anybody knows the details of that shit. So and for her, go ahead.
Let me tell you the details.
I don't want to know all the details, though. I just want to tell me what you think.
Well, the details is she got caught with.
She broke the law.
She got caught with 8 courts.
She broke the law.
She broke the law.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, man, you know, we can't be the media and get to comparing people that don't have no record with somebody that got a record.
That's not the comparison. We're not comparing records. They're comparing them as far as just like Jay just said, with everything that's going on, whether it's men, whether it's women, whether who's big. It's not necessarily about no record. That's the least of it, actually. You know what I mean? That's not what it's about.
Do y'all actually think LeBron care about this unwanted press and him being involved in this conversation?
100%. He's tweeted about it. He's done everything about it. 100% he is.
You know, so all I gotta say is, man, is
I mean, everybody had their own opinion on it. Ain't nothing but an opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Look here, man. Like, it go down in the hood, man. I feel sorry for her. If she need me to put some money on the book, send me the information. But man, she made her bed. She got to lay in.
Yeah, I mean, she is laying in it, and she fighting for what it is that she's fighting for. Like I said, we know what we read and what they put out, and we know that she broke the law. You got to go through the judicial system in Russia. The thing is, she's been over there because this wasn't her first year being in Russia. She's played over there, so she knows what's been going for. It may not even been the first time that she's transported back and forth through there. It might have just been the time that she got caught. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever she has to go through, she has to. But what I'm saying is there's also a political view and an agenda to this whole shit as well. You know what I mean? What we got third, Jay?
You saw the R. Kelly escape prison?
What? What are you talking about?
You didn't see that? It was like
R. Kelly.
Yes, R. Kelly. He got sentenced to,
The
I think,
singer?
30 years. Yes, he got sentenced to 30 years.
What do you mean he escaped prison? Nah, hell no.
He
that's
escaped.
That's not real, dog.
I think it's real.
I don't think it's real.
What are you talking about, R. Kelly? You really put this up here talking about R. Kelly escaped prison? Did he really?
Yeah, I believe
B-Dub, you heard this shit?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I heard that shit. I don't know if I believe it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. You know, I don't care about nobody's sexual orientation. Right. Everybody gotta live their life the way they gotta live their life. I'm not God. I can't judge you. Hell, all I could do is roll with who I roll with and who I don't roll with. But anybody that's touching them kids, you could burn in hell as far as I'm concerned. And that's just my take on it.
No, I think that's a lot of sentiments of a lot of people.
Yeah, you know.
But, where would he have escaped to?
Oh, he probably went to Dubai.
I don't know, but I do know. I do know he's.
When y'all say he escaped, like he's supposed to be in jail somewhere and he's not.
Well, that's what they
y'all
said.
Talking about?
That's what they said. But he is suing. I think what is it, like the city of Brooklyn for having him on suicide watch? Because like I'm not finna kill myself. So why y'all have this?
He's
on
locked
there?
up in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so right now.
But he got another case in Chicago, and like that's the one that put him away.
Bro, man, this guy has a lot going on, man. I thought he only did all this shit in Atlanta. Now he's
me too. Yeah, fuck, he got cases in Chicago too. That's where he's from, though. He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, man, look here, man. Shit, man, if you're dealing with them kids, man, I ain't got no remorse for you, man. I don't care what they do with you. They could throw you away, burn you, hang you, whatever.
That's a whole different type of punishment you need when you're doing things like that. But I mean, like realistically though, are we really sitting up here thinking that this motherfucker escaped from jail? Like R. Kelly escaped? What y'all talking about? Escape from jail? Like I haven't seen this on the news. I haven't seen this anywhere. What y'all talking about? He escaped from
like
jail. Stu, you hear this? You ain't chiming in, yo. What you doing?
I try to I stay far away from the R. Kelly talk, bro.
Why?
Because it's too much for me. I don't.
You heard this?
Yeah, I heard he did.
That he escaped from jail?
Fake to me, but I don't know.
It's actually a picture of it?
Yeah, it had a picture, but I really like.
You couldn't really tell by the picture. I wonder if he
it looked
got a
fake.
spoon and dug out.
Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Like he be a fugitive.
Man, the only escape that R. Kelly did was he left out that holding cell where he go to court at to that real cell in prison. That's the escape he did.
Right, he went to do that time.
Nowhere else but to the bigger jailhouse.
Yeah, he went to go do that time. He went from fucking jail to prison.
He got a 30 piece to do. And in my eyes,
you know they gave him 30?
30.
Yeah, they gave him 30.
Damn.
But that's only in New York, I think.
What?
That's only in New York. Like he got more time probably.
He gonna get more time in Chicago and everywhere else.
I feel like he might not get no time in Chicago. They love him too much.
Nah, they can't love no pedophile.
I was about to say that love ain't that.
It ain't. Yeah.
Hell no.
They do love him, but man,
they don't love him that much. Like B-Dub said, they can do what they want with that boy.
I was an R. Kelly fan, man, but when all this proof started coming out, man, look here, man. You playing with these kids, man. R. Kelly left one courtroom, beat the case, had a little girl skipping school 2-3 days just to hook up with R. Kelly. And she ended up hooking up with him after he won that case in Chicago. Hey, man. Hey, bro. Anybody that's condoning that is part of the problem. That's why all this cycle continues, because nobody want to denounce these type of people, man. That's what we got to do. And shit, how I feel about this is that R. Kelly, I hope Bubba bent him over for 300. That's what I hope happened to him. Hope he make him think for 360 months.
Hey,
that's my feeling on
Hey, that shit come back, boy. That karma's a thing, baby. You know that. That shit come back real fast. Real fast. And that boy got a lot of years of it coming.
Let's move on, man. Let's move on to the second topic, man.
We off the second. What we got for us, Jay?
We got Melo probably gonna be returning to the Lakers. Melo might
Hell no, man. I'm tired of Melo.
He might need to hang it up.
I'm tired of Melo. OP, Melo, go or stay? Couch or another team? What you got, OP? Couch or another team?
Definitely another team. The Lakers.
You don't want to see him on the couch?
He might need to go back.
I mean,
to
he might be able to help some team out like on a 1-year veteran deal, but like he done.
I think Melo should hit the couch, man.
Fuck, Stu.
Man, they bought him over there to LA. He couldn't average nothing but 10 points, man. I mean, come on, man.
That was just the whole.
Dog, like
if he's not on the couch, how much money he get?
$1 million.
That's a good question.
Vet minimum.
What's the vet minimum though?
Like 1.5.
Shit, about $4-5 million. That's about what he worth.
Yeah.
If I was Melo, I would be trying to get my wife back. That's what I would be working. The way she be looking on that shy and that power, Lord have mercy. I'll be trying to get my wife back. I wouldn't be worried about nothing else but getting her back.
That boy trying to get him another year, man. Listen, Melo got them things. He send them things to, so he got to keep that up. Stu, hold on, Stu. What's up, Stu? I see you looking at me crazy.
I think
you think?
He should be on the couch. He should be worried about his son growing. You know what I'm saying? His son getting older.
Yeah.
He getting to high school.
You agree with B-Dub?
Yeah, he definitely should be worried about that woman getting that woman back. Because he don't get that woman back, he gonna be sick. And she gonna pop out with something crazy.
He gonna be sick of another NBA player or somebody else get him.
Exactly.
Players do not be caring.
Because you got to figure a lot of people eyeing her down. They probably respecting Melo right now. But if another year or two,
man, them NBA boys don't respect nobody, man. You know that B-Dub, man. Them boys got that bread. Just think about it, dog. Cats that you know, he ain't gonna say no name, but cats that you know that was in the NFL that had that bread, that threw that bread around because they knew they could and all that. Them boys they're working with, already trifecta what boys in the NFL working with.
But you got some.
They don't respect Melo, dog.
Man.
Nah, that's them old heads. These young cats don't care, boy. They don't care. Nah, they don't care about none of that. Ain't none of that. You saw how Fisher and that other boy was getting after it. All them boys running through what they.
See how P.J. Washington got
Washington
got finessed by Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Like a fool. And what's crazy is wasn't she on Kentucky's campus like a couple years before that, like when he was at Kentucky?
Yeah.
And like kind of like scouting him.
Yeah, and people in the quotes here was like, she picking one out. And
got him.
Picked one out and got him.
Got him. Hey, you know what they say, boy? You see a sucker,
Man.
man.
Let me tell you what I learned, man. Let me tell you what I learned, and Ro, you could attest to this. Just because you're good in sports, don't mean you're good in the bedroom. Shit, they got a lot of people that might got a lot of money, but if they ain't putting it down in the right way, they gonna lose that girl, man. And that's just the bottom line. And then you got these other cats that been in college and balled out 4 years, and I ain't never had no girl on campus prick.
Hey, but look, this is what I found out about this. Some of the women don't care about putting nothing down. All they care about is that check and that ticket.
Yeah,
they'll play with that 80-20, dog.
That check only good for so long, man.
Nah, forever. That check good forever if you got it. They'll play with that 80-20, dog, and they'll have their little piece on the side and all that, and play with that 80-20 for real. They ain't playing. They ain't letting that bag go, man. They're not about to fumble that bag, man.
Look at that girl. Let's talk about that girl that was sitting on the side of Michael Lamb over there for the Cowboys.
Oh, he's talking about CeeDee Lamb.
Huh?
He's talking about that girl that was sitting next to CeeDee Lamb on draft day, huh?
White girl?
She not
No,
white,
she
though.
was a black girl.
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
trying
Pull it up.
She
Pull it up,
was-
Stu.
Look, I'm about to tell you.
Pull
She
it up,
was
Stu.
Trae Young girl first.
She was who?
Trae Young played for the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, the basketball player.
They both went to Oklahoma together. I don't know what
That is true. She did used to go with Trae Young.
That's
That
true.
is true.
Man, how you know all this, dog?
Man, bro, man, look here. I'm Channel 68 News. If you come follow me on Facebook, I got views on top of views. I'm Channel 68 News. I know everything. That's why when you call me to come jump on that podcast, I'm conditioned for this, bro.
Yeah,
See,
you
this
sure
what I've
will.
been doing for the last 4-5 years, talking shit on Facebook.
I'm about to see what so Trae Young and CeeDee Lamb dated the same girl at Oklahoma or in the league?
At Oklahoma because she was
And
dating
so
Trae
who
Young.
she with now? CeeDee
She
Lamb?
not with CeeDee Lamb no more. I don't
She
think.
with Nan one on?
Mm-mm.
Damn. Be interesting to see who she jump on next though. She may not have.
Man, she dated Trae Young for a little while. Trae Young got to the NBA, opened his eyes and say, they got other girls out here. I'm about to move on. She realized that this boy here coming up the ranks, he ain't got his braces yet. His teeth still a little crooked. His self-esteem might be a little low. Hell, I'm going to jump on him. And that's what the hell she did.
Who that?
CeeDee.
That Lamb kid.
He was born in OP.
Lamb got a whole new grill now since draft day.
He from Opelousas, I was just told.
Yeah.
Got a whole new grill, man. Whole new person.
Hey, but that's all right. That's all right. He out there in Big D, baby.
I ain't mad at him. I'm just glad he woke up, man. You know, man, you got to think, man. Just like at LSU, man, I know a lot of guys who ended up marrying chicks that know they shouldn't have married them chicks. And it is what it is, but shit, man, when the whole team done been up in you and you go and marry a superstar, them stories don't go away, man. They just talk about you behind your back and shit. That's how that happens. So shit, these guys gotta be more wiser when they picking these girls, man, because shit, man, you don't want to be the last stock of the fool, man.
Yeah, some of them real women got to be wiser too about who they let. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, women too. You know, sometimes, you know, man, the thing about professional sports and women and stuff, man, everybody looking for the ticket. Everybody want to get the hell out of the goddamn slums, and the women want to get out too. But sometimes, man, you gotta check these men, make sure they right, and these men gotta check these women. It's a two-way street. It ain't like it's just the women. It's the men too. It's a two-way street. But shit, you know, all I gotta say is, shit, man. I found my wife late. I was 39 years old when I found my wife. Shit, sometimes you gotta wait to find the right one. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. Shit, I was later than you, but it is what it is. It's all in God time, man. So, you know, that's how that shit go. What you got, Jay? What's the last one? What you got for me? Well, who said?
I know you were talking about Bryce James before, but Bryce James now is a little different.
Can we pull him up, dog? You say we got him ready to go. Pull him up. Dog, I've been talking to y'all about Bryce James since everybody was talking about Bronny James. I don't know how long ago that was. And little Bryce just been on the scene throwing shit through his legs, dunking and shit. You know what I mean? The one that's really got the size and all that like his daddy, LeBron James. The one that emulates him. You know what I mean? So shit. I'm glad somebody finally recognized it and saw. Where we at with what'd you say, B?
I think Bronny James gonna be all right, man. He ranked like 42 in the country, man. And at the end of the day, he gonna get the big scholarship to North
Look how big that boy arms is, man.
But this is the youngest brother, Bryce. Bronny's
yeah, we ain't talking about the oldest one, dog.
I know.
The 15-year-old.
I'm just clarifying. I feel like he gonna be a dog in this game.
Yeah, dog.
His little brother got the biggest upsize because he gonna be tall.
Yeah, he a dog.
He might, the little one might be 6'9" like his dad.
Correct. And that's the shit that they comparing that he's most closely.
Now, what I did notice from him, I feel like, and this just me personally, I think he shoot better than his big brother.
Yeah, so do I. He definitely got a better. He definitely got a better 3-point shot than him.
And that's what I'm saying.
But you know, if you LeBron though, dog, just think about it, right? If you LeBron James and you are basketball right now, such a phenomenal basketball player, philanthropist, everything that makes up LeBron James, and you have these two kids that your sons that's coming up, and you see how the game of basketball is transitioning or has transitioned to basically there's no more playing the paint. You know what I mean? Fuck, you got some people lining up with 3 guards now in basketball. So he sees that and he has everything around him to get his sons to be in that same mold as where basketball is going. I mean, why wouldn't you put everything around your kids for your son that's gonna be the equivalent of you to have a better jumper than you, a better jumper than his thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, everything around him, it just all makes sense, dog. So we finally agree that Bryce will overtake.
I think in a different
Because Bryce
way.
would be what? He gonna be a junior next year or sophomore?
I think because Bronny's gonna be a
Bronny's gone.
Yeah,
Bronny's a senior this year.
Right. Okay, so they 2 years.
I think that they'll both be good, but in different ways. Like they'll have a different skill set. Because I mean, Bryce is bigger.
Right though. Bryce got the big upside.
Yeah, he'll play. I think he'll play more like his dad than Bronny will.
He's smaller. He's like a combo guard.
Yeah,
where he's
Bronny's
more like
more
a 3-4.
guard.
Yeah. B-Dub, what's all that static, dog? What you doing?
Man, I'm here, man. My bad, man. I got all these goddamn lots, man. And when I cut this grass over here, I gotta come back with that damn kill the grass. So I ain't gotta cut the grass next week. I'm gonna cut it next month. That's what I do.
Okay.
So, I mean, I hope I don't get in trouble with the National Geographic channel and all that shit for killing all this grass. But shit, I can't be coming cut this shit all often like that. The sun won't.
Well, now, especially when it rain and that sun come out and beat it up, and then you go outside and then grew a damn foot.
I'm finished up now, man. I'm finished up.
Hey, but B-Dub, look. You don't even know this, man, but look, we got plans for you around here now.
Man, I want to be a part of the plan, man. Even if I got to go buy me a microphone and a backdrop and get the goddamn camera pointing at me and shit, y'all turn me in like they do Skip Bayless and them on ESPN, man. Shit, that's all y'all got to do. Y'all can turn me in like y'all do Skip Bayless and all them over there. Shit, we can have a big thing going, you know? I don't mind investing in this.
Hey, I think that...
I believe in this.
I think that since you came on the show and started talking, I don't think Jay stopped laughing yet. Since you,
well, you know, man, I'm a natural at this. It's what I used to do. You know, when I played ball, some of the teams I made was because I was a person that could keep the group together, just off of my humor.
Mm-hmm.
I was called in coach's office and say, "Hey, man, you been quiet the last couple of weeks. Shit, we ain't won no games the last couple of weeks. I need you to get some rah-rah going so we can start winning." You never think you could be a part of the plan, and you ain't even playing, huh?
Well,
that's how that go.
Well, the good part about it, you can't just be that. You got to be able to fucking play, too. So the good part about it is you was a good football player, too. It wasn't just you was just rah-rahing the guys. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to goddamn play. At all costs, you got to be able to play. That's going to come first.
Well, man,
you can't play, nobody listening to what the hell you got to talk about.
Now I'm going to tell you what we got to do going forward. We got to get us some commercial.
Some who? We got to get some what?
We got to get us some commercial breaks.
Oh, nah. When we done with you, we done. You just come in on a segment. We do commercial breaks all the time.
Well, shit, nigga, I just want to get on some commercials too. Hell, I want to talk about, Buffalo Wild Wings. Hell, we need some money from Buffalo Wild Wings. We need some money from Cane's. Hey, Cane's, send us the bag. We need y'all. We need to have us some commercials.
We got it, baby. We got it. That's why we talk. That's why we shut out Fletcher Painting, David, my boy, Dave Builders, and we shout out Cypress Hemp, them who sponsor us.
Man.
So look, you go ahead and get us some moto.
Man, I'm out to
I
reach
know how
out
you
to
get down.
I'm out to reach out to my contacts.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, man, we need somebody to pay the light bill, the mic bill.
That's what I'm saying.
Big whiny bills. Hell, we need somebody,
That's what I'm saying. We need shrimp and lobster in here every week. All that.
Yeah, buddy.
All that. We're going to have it next week. Jay missed her shit. She was supposed to have her shrimp and lobster this week, but she forgot. So we got to do it next week. She won a little bet. So we had to do it, and Lil Kev pitched in $25 so she could get a big combo with some lobster. And you know how they put the lobster and the egg in the bag and shake it up? That right there.
Yeah, that's some good old eating over there. That's
exactly.
What that is.
That's what she's supposed to get next week, dog. So we gonna take care of her next week. Hey, but look, B-Dub.
Yes,
we're back at it again next week, dog.
All right, man. I'm going to be ready bright and early. Y'all call me up now. I'm going to be ready to talk.
I got you, big dog. Appreciate you, bro. I'm going to hit you up.
Okay. Y'all have a great one. Hey, the guy that's doing the work over there, hey, man, we got to get some more conversation out you, man.
That's Stu.
You just can't. Stu, man, you just can't be holding the phone, man. Come on now, Stu, man.
He drunk.
Come on, man. Come on, Stu.
He drunk.
Stu.
What's up? What's good?
Stu, my boy. Come on, man. You can't just be holding the phone, man. You can't be holding it. It's like you just sitting here on three-way not saying nothing.
He just listening. He talking about he working.
I'm working over here.
He working, dog. He engineering, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Dog, we gonna get you in studio so you can see what Stu do, dog.
Okay,
Come on, dude. We're gonna get you in studio so you can see what he do.
If you gonna vouch for Stu and he working,
I'm gonna vouch for him.
I'm gonna have to roll with it. Hell, Stu, I didn't know you had a real job.
He do. He chilling.
But nah, man, y'all have a great one, man. And next week is on.
Got you, homie. Hey, be safe, B-Dub. Love you, boy.
Love you too, bro.
Later, homie. Oh, man, Stu, he put you on blast real quick, man. Like, you don't be working and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's cool. You know, I understand. Take a lot of the heat around.
Jake couldn't stop laughing.
I couldn't. I had actual tears coming out of my eyes. Like, I was sitting here wiping my tears. I was crying laughing. Literally.
Fucking be down being funny though. OP lost his damn mind.
That's the man. What you mean? I'm chilling.
You know how you lose your mind collectively.
I be cooling.
But inside you lose it.
I'm chilling.
You gotta be. That dude funny, bro.
Like a duck, huh?
Some real relaxing stuff.
Gone. And Stu told Stu, you gotta get more involved. I know what you was over there doing.
Laughing, man. Man, funny. I gotta keep the mic muted because I'm laughing over here.
And so we agreed Trump would have got her out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he got LaMelo Ball out.
But Trump,
D'Angelo Ball.
But Trump care about more stuff like that. Like, he's trying to please the people.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Biden is a little bit older. I don't think that he really.
Wait, Real, you seen him fall off that bike?
Who?
You ain't see Joe Biden?
We did show him that.
You didn't see Joe Biden fall off that bike?
We showed you that.
Nah, I think we did show you that, bro.
We did show
you that. Alive?
Nah.
Yeah.
Not old Joe Biden here. You know how old, hey, you sure it was him?
It was him. Like,
no,
in
you know
4K.
how old Joe Biden is for him to fall off a bike and not be dead?
He fell off slow. Like, he fell off like he was kind of sitting there and he just tipped over.
He probably thought he was going to die when he fell.
Why the hell is he riding a bike?
Wasn't it for like a charity event or something?
I think so. It was like him. It was like, oh, Joe.
You know, my whole thing with that is I'm thinking they trying to get old girl in there anyway. Like I think that, you know, they just got her in there. Kamala, they just got Joe Biden in there to put everything they can, because he's too old, dog. Like, he's too old. Everything that they're going to do for him is to get him out the way and let her come up in there. So him falling off a bike might not be no accident. Might have hit his ass with a tranquilizer or something just to get his ass off and fall and break something. He's too old. He ain't break nothing?
He felt like too slow to have broken anything.
No, I mean, any kind of fall with him.
He fell in like slow motion.
You about to see this fall. It ain't no like, it's not
he
like.
He fell in some bushes?
No,
he fell on the concrete in the middle of the street.
But the fall was just like.
Just look at it. This is like Joe Biden in 4K.
Like the slowest fall ever, though.
Oh. This motherfucker fell parking.
He was literally stopped and fell. Tripped over his own feet. Look at that left foot. Watch. He finna trip over his own foot.
Secret Service following behind him like, man.
Get up.
Look at this dude, dog.
That's too funny.
Dog, why they don't let it keep going? I want to see what the Secret Service do.
They were probably too surprised that he just stopped the bike.
You saw the black dude in the back. He started reacting real slow.
He like, man.
If I Joe Biden, I get up, I fire all them bitches.
It probably happened a lot. That's probably why he didn't go over there
fire
so
him. You bitches, you should know by now. You should catch me. You ready to catch me?
He probably laughed.
That's the dumbest fall I've ever seen. He fell while he was parking.
Yeah.
Look, this is the Secret Service.
Is it longer? We can't see it.
I got like a post like after he fell. You want to see the video again?
Oh, I thought it was something like
after he fell.
Look how slow it is. It is slow.
He fell like really hard.
Had the Secret Service.
This after?
Yeah, this after.
Put it on the screen.
I guess somebody was like trying to record him and ask him questions. The Secret Service was like,
they stood in front of him.
You gotta back up.
I know, back the hell up. He's embarrassed. What did he say?
Ain't no telling.
I think he was giving an analysis on his fall.
Of what?
Yeah,
how he feel a wife? That's what he said. I'm all right.
Oh, I'm all right, probably.
Man,
he tripped over his own foot.
At least he got back on.
Yeah, at least
I would have made them carry me.
I wouldn't have done that shit though. He should have put that damn bike up and got right in that cart that was behind him, and be like, "Listen, it's over with for today, guys. I gotta go. I just broke my hip,
literally,
like
and his knee.
How old Joe Biden is?
Ooh.
OP. Put you
Joe
on
Biden
blast
old.
right quick. Yeah, he old as hell. Joe Biden.
79.
79
Y'all
years
supposed to say he
old.
almost 80.
Exactly. So, dog, he got to be one of the oldest presidents we ever had. And now we get him on there and you talking about him riding a bicycle and falling off a bicycle and not getting hurt. Shit, that's like a catastrophe. For real, that's like a catastrophe. Now they be like, a president got shot today, maybe in critical condition. Shit, president fell off a bike today.
Maybe in critical
we
condition.
may be swearing in the vice president. You know what I'm saying?
His life flashed before
his
his eyes.
Yeah. Oh, that Joe Biden, hell yeah, life flashed between his eyes with that. But look, go with some of the things, man. Listen, honestly, bro, this shit with Brittany Griner is ridiculous.
This shit is. It's crazy. Wait, did you see the college football conferences realigning? Like, you seen the map?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? 20 teams in the SEC. How you feeling about that?
Bullshit.
But it's going to be 20 teams a conference, though, because they're going to go to 4 conferences instead of 5 Power 5.
Split it up.
So it's going to be the Power 4. And then we had Ross Dellinger on this morning with Jordy, and he was explaining how they probably won't have the NCAA in a few years, and it'll just be like those 4 conferences, like, commanding their own, like, governing their own rules and all of that. So how you feel about that? And you know the SEC top dog, so it's
SEC definitely top dog. You know that, absolutely. I think that's a good move.
And
honestly, I think that's a good move.
You're going to get Florida State, Miami, Clemson.
You get all what you want to see, and you get some of the teams that haven't played each other and get them to see. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Clemson will get to come to the real Death Valley.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't know that. I should have watched that this morning.
But how you feel about Oregon going to the Big Ten? Is it Oregon? Oregon is going to one of these conferences that's across country, but I know USC and UCLA are for sure going to the Big Ten. And that's way across country.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it is.
It's the money.
It gives us a class of conference. So it's a class of styles. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you go from California, going all the way over, going to Michigan State, right?
Like, just imagine USC playing Michigan and Michigan State in November.
In November. But not only that, dog, you get to understand and see why some conferences were regarded as what they're regarded as. So when you come in the SEC, coming out of another conference, you see why you get your ass pounded and why every week it don't matter if it's Vanderbilt or if it's Alabama, your ass got to come play. You know what I mean? So that's the part about it for me that's exciting. As a player, it's exciting because you want to match up against the other people. You want to go play the Michigan States at USC and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So as a competitor for the players, shit, it's dope.
Yeah, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
I mean, the money in it, the whole big part about it is the money
bread,
part and the TV deals. Like ESPN, I want to say ESPN put in to get Clemson, North Carolina, Florida State, and Miami. So that would add 4 more teams with Texas and Oklahoma coming. So that's 18. And I'm guessing they're going to add 2 more to make it just a full 20.
And see, that Oklahoma shit is a why Lincoln Riley got the hell up out of there.
Mm-hmm. But he can't run. You got to play Ohio State and Michigan every year now.
He'd rather take that, though.
Yeah, still.
He'd rather take that than be in the SEC.
Yeah,
right.
And play Alabama and LSU every year.
I mean, all of them.
And Georgia and Florida and Mississippi State and Ole Miss.
All of them are. Because, I mean, you can't sleep on nobody. You can't sleep on Ole Miss.
Nah.
Can't sleep on Auburn. Can't sleep on fucking Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this year, and we'll wrap this up in a second, but that's why this thing with LSU this year for me, with Coach Kelly and his staff, that I'm really, I'm pumping my brakes a little bit with it. And I am lowering expectations. Giving him the mulligan, giving him that year to get his feet wet, for you to understand, because I understand what kind of beast it is that you coming into that's different than what you used to for the last 12 years. And I don't care if these assistants been at Georgia, been wherever. You at LSU.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different beast here.
You kind of saw that in baseball with Jay Johnson.
Right.
Like he came from Pac-12. He thought he could bring his own style to SEC, and then he realized like, oh shit, we got to play every week. Like it ain't just against Vanderbilt, Florida, and Texas A&M and Ole Miss.
The ones you hear about.
Right. You got to play against Missouri. You got to play against Georgia. You got to play against anybody that you see with that SEC patch. You got to come with it every weekend. And that's what it is in football.
It is just like that in football. And that's what he's going to find out. And that's why I say I give him the year. I give him that pass to get that thing right. You got a hell of a situation with your quarterbacks. You're always going to have skill.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Get the offensive line and all that right. Don't fuck it up. Ain't nobody expecting you to win the national championship this year or anything like that. But just don't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I got for her.
What you got, Jay? Don't fuck it up.
That's about it. That's about it.
OP?
Yeah, man. Like, I read something that the Athletic had said that, like, the Pac-12 had, like, got offered a bigger TV deal 2 years ago, but, like, since they was mad at, like, Oklahoma and Texas going to the SEC for a bigger deal, they was like, nah, like, we not going to do that. And, like, since USC and UCLA leaving, and, like, that's who people watch because it's L.A., like,
they're going to crumble.
They lost, like, so much money. And, like, they would have still had it. They would have took the deal 2 years ago. That's
an interesting point. So that's all that shit going to go down the tubes once they leave.
Yeah.
And once they redo their contract for a TV deal, the offer's going to be shitty.
Well, the Pac-12 didn't. That's something else Ross Dillon just said. Was the Pac-12 had like the Pac-12 network, but they didn't partner with like ESPN or Fox.
It was just them
or ABC.
Kind of like Longhorn Network.
Yeah, but
but
I feel like since Texas is coming in the SEC and the SEC's deal with ESPN. Oh, they won't have Longhorn Network?
Yeah, ESPN owned Longhorn Network since they come to SEC. Like, it's
ESPN will just be
Network.
SEC. That's an easy transition.
Yeah.
Well, here's to you, Pac-10. You know what I'm saying? SEC again reigns supreme. And it is what it is. I mean, dog, until you dominate that shit, like they've been, the fuck else you gonna say? What else you gonna say? The draft picks coming out of there.
National champions.
The champions coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? What else you gonna do?
I mean, the SEC has been in every playoff.
That's what I'm saying. What the hell else you gonna do about overthrowing or dethroning? The only way you could dethrone is to beat them. And you know, this is the other thing with it. Dominance and is not measured over 1 year. You know what I'm saying? It's not measured. The reason why we talk about Alabama so much is because they've been dominant and been consistent over years. You know what I mean? The same thing with the New England Patriots. The same thing with, you know, the Steph Currys, the Golden State Warriors, and these teams. We talk about and remember them because of their consistency and what they've done over a long period of time. You know what I mean? So doing that shit 1 year or for one game or for 3 games, that's not where it's at. So that's the reason why we go back to Coach Kelly, why I say I give him that pad, because whatever you do this year, good, bad, or indifferent, something the next year has to change or has to remain. So if you do well, you have to do it again next year and be consistent at it. If you shitty, you got to change whatever you're doing, and then after that, become consistent at it. So, I mean, we'll give him a mulligan on this year, but you got to win some games, though. You got to win the ones that you're supposed to win. You got to compete and battle in the ones that you're not supposed to. That's what lets you know where the trajectory of the program is going. You know what I mean? So, that's all I got, bro. For me, for Jay, for OP. What's your name? For Stu. We'll be back next week, man. Appreciate y'all joining us. We want to thank House Representative Clay and everybody else. Be dub or be back. We up out of here.